Hey, welcome back to the MCFU Podcast. Here's part 3 of our little timeline thing. Horny Howard, Cold War creeps, and sexy ants. Run back that theme song.
Guy, making villains cry. They're saving the day with a wink to the eye. With powers combined, they'll never say die. In this Marvel world, we can all fly high.
Alright guys, welcome back to the MCFU Podcast, where I take Marvel's sacred timeline and I treat it with the same respect Howard Stark treated his marriage vows. None. He didn't at all. But before we dive into that, let me tell you about it. You know, I'm not even going to tell you about him. I'll let me from like 6 months ago and Todd tell you about him. Hit it. Dead, man.
I hear somebody say they need to get high.
Dude, I need to get high. It's dead. Where can I go?
Oh, I know a place.
And as I showed Mr. Stones that day, this was the magical place to get all of the highest grade cannabis flower, pre-rolls, vaporizers, concentrates, edibles, topicals, accessories, gummies, creams, and so much more. Just take a little trip down to 4656 Onondaga Boulevard, Syracuse, New York, and get some bud from our bud, Joe, at Joe's Buds. Maybe you can be our bud too.
So remember, guys, go see our buds at Joe Buds. Get you in the perfect mind state to listen to this kind of nonsense that I like to talk about. But today, we are diving into the Atomic and Cold War era. That glorious period of time where, we were all terrified of nuclear bombs, and S.H.I.E.L.D. was founded by a bunch of people who thought trench coats were the best way to stay invisible. Let's go. First, we got the Stark legacy, the 40s and the 50s, 1940s, 1950s. And first up, we have Howard Stark. Yes, Tony's dad. Imagine Tony Stark, but with worse facial hair and even less chill. All right? Howard spends this era, he's inventing flying cars that don't work, drinking like it's a competitive sport, and womanizing his way across the globe. Yet somehow, this man helped found S.H.I.E.L.D. How? The organization is supposed to protect the planet, which is kind of like putting Charlie Sheen in charge of an AA meeting, guys. Like, it's not smart. But then, alongside Howard, we had Peggy Carter. Goodness gracious. Both brains and beauty. She co-finds, is that a word? Okay, co-finds S.H.I.E.L.D. Honestly, Peggy is just holding together this whole timeline, while all the guys around her are either drunk, frozen in a block of ice, or they have a really bad red complexion on their skull. And it sucks, because Peggy's story is like, you do this brilliant espionage, carry the whole MCU's early plotline on your back, and then you get reduced to being referred to as Cap's girlfriend from the 40s. Come on, guys. Marvel, do better. And then we stroll on into the swinging 60s. Hank Pym and sexy ants. He's a genius scientist, creator of the Pym particles, and they're these shrink you down little things that, or they could blow you up bigger than Marvel's ego after Endgame. But here's the thing, the early Ant-Man adventures, they're all Cold War spy missions. So imagine James Bond, except instead of shagging chicks in Morocco, wherever the hell he used to go, he's crawling through KGB base in the air vents on an ant. Yeah, Hank Pym talks to ants, guys. He talks to them. And nothing says mad scientist more than like whispering sweet nothings to an anthill. Yeah. And if you're thinking, Joe, are you implying Hank had a weird thing with ants? I'm not saying he did, But I'm just saying Disney Plus never made an Ants of Passion, so we don't know. We don't know. Could happen. So then also in the 60s and into the 70s, Hydra's not dead. Oh yeah, remember? Remember Hydra? Those Nazi Scientologists we talked about last episode? Yeah, they did not die. Instead, they slithered their way into S.H.I.E.L.D. during the Cold War like raccoons sneaking into your trash. So while Americans, us, were worried about Soviets dropping nukes, Hydra was just like hanging out in the Pentagon. Hey, what if we build some death robot weapons and maybe we can clone Captain America? Just real casual like. Yeah. And we still got the MacGuffin that is the Tesseract. It keeps popping up. It's like Marvel's version of glitter. Once it's in the story, you're never getting rid of it. Howard Stark studies this Tesseract. Hydra wants it. She locks it up somewhere in Norway with a fisherman like, why do we keep finding glowing cubes in the ocean? Huh? They don't know. I don't either. So that's the Atomic and Cold War era. I know these are going to start getting a little bit longer, but this week we had Horny Howard, Underpaid Peggy, Whispering Hank, and Hydra hiding in your walls. We're starting to get we're getting into the juice of it because next we got the pre-modern Avengers era. Nick Fury's glow up, Bruce Banner's anger management, and Thor proving that even gods get grounded by their dads. This has been this week's edition of the MCFU Podcast. Subscribe, share, and remember, if you're at work and your boss suddenly says, "Hail Hydra," HR probably won't cover it. Catch you next week, guys. Out!